Realize maybe because this marker was there, I was moving into an interface turn. I think the French this time are going to offer one, and the Imperials, well, they could either take the tie basically, or they're going to be severely impacted in terms of the amount of points that they get. They don't get that many. It's just they get as many as the French do, but the war is winding down at this point. Historically, even though nobody's won it here in any sense, maybe the ops points or the action points should be more based on the situational conditions, or maybe, this is the end of the campaign. But it seems to me that you start a war in the winter and you're ready to keep moving with it, right? Until somebody comes to an end. I don't know. Just a gripe about the scenario more than anything. I wish it could continue. What it means, though, is that we've got two people who are in sieges, no matter what, that have dropped into previous attack markers. Yeah, the French are going to offer. What does it mean for the Imperials? Oh, I can't put this here. Let me put it back here, I guess. 21 hexes. 21 hexes would put us out to here. We're not likely to get any points. And we need points. I think we've got to accept the interface. And that causes some problems. The optional. So what's going to happen is we skip the next 4 consecutive turns. They're considered an interface, and they're going to have a weather, attrition, victory points, and adjust the game turn. Nobody pays anything. Players will receive as a benefit their full nominal APs that they're scheduled to get, so they don't have to roll. Which means 3 for the French and 2 for the Imperials. So we'll quickly check weather. Actually, it's done before anything. So the weather for the whole thing is frost, and the only reason that matters is because there's an attrition segment. Now, the few people who are involved in attrition roll, and then really we jump all the way ahead to here, which means the game is almost over. But the French can't pull this again. Attrition rolls were at +1. The only person who really suffered was La Police. He took 2 hits. I don't think anybody else. Montmorency has to check. I forgot about him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Now, there's +1 for the weather and +1 for the interface turn, because it's a longer turn. It could cause attrition where 3 turns in a row couldn't. He takes a hit. I'm going to take it off the lands next. I kind of like these firepower quality units, and I don't want to knock them off my chart entirely. It did give me an advantage in a major battle, I think. And then we just jump down here, and now we're at the beginning of a regular interface. I gotta check weather. Nobody has a chance to call an interface turn or whatever. And we're in February now. Hey, the weather's nice. I forgot to mark that frost last time, but I'm pretty sure I rolled frost. And we generate points, which I probably hid somewhere. I have a lot of trouble for some reason keeping these charts stacked so that I can maneuver them easily with one hand. I don't know. Something structurally about them that makes it harder, I guess. I don't know why. So the French have a fair-sized distance that they have to go. I think it's going to be impossible for me to curve around Milan, so I've got to take from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Now I can go off-road for up to 5 hexes. 35, 36, 37. And we lose none, which means we're getting 3 more. Lots of points. Everybody can do whatever they like, right? Well, I'm not sure if the Imperials can. It's like 21 there. Not lots of points. They get nothing. -2 over here on the chart. And it's the Imperials that need to do things. I could probably call the game here and say it is not going to end in anybody's victory. There's almost no way that the French can go capture, say, this and drive the Imperials out of there. And there's basically no way, with how few points there are, that the Imperials can drop things out. But it's only 4 turns, so I don't want to waste this whole video, and I kind of enjoy playing out the system, seeing what happens. But we know it's going to be a draw. So what are we doing for commands? Well, I'm not sure. Francis, I think, has to pull back and go recover. He's not going to take a lot of shit without his artillery. And I probably want to get out of here and try to run back to Pavia or some other such. Well, no, I can't run back to Pavia. So this is kind of problematic for the French, which is that Tremoli here and these are kind of cut off from the main source by the Leva. So I got to think carefully there. I might want to launch an attack. Tremoli is not a weak force. French have a lot of points, and they're aiming for excitement. They've broken Giovanni off and given him a maneuver. Francis has also taken a maneuver order. We're getting out of this siege, but we're going to go try to grab other things. Meanwhile, Montmorency, we've given a maneuver order to march forward and present a problem. Tremoul, we've given an attack order to. La Police is still sitting there with garrison. It's a lot harder for the Imperials. I gave this minor a march order. Lannoy, I think I'm going to try to put into an attack order without paying. Whether that works or not, I don't know. But he's pretty damn useless to me otherwise. I have to pay the rest of my points if I want him in a maneuver order. And I can't go to attack. So, let's see what we've got here. We've got some very sensitive troops. We may have to break off. Oh, we roll a 1. That's awesome. We succeed. And we get an attack order for free. And what about the Leva? The Leva's sitting out there, as is the Vasco. The Vasco is fine with what he's got. The Leva's a decent force with a decent leader, but very, very sensitive troops. Jeez. I want to pay for Pescara. That's an attack I can afford. I could afford an attack on the with the Leva too. Actually, the Pescara one I might not want to pay with. But I think I'll pay for an attack with the Leva as well. And that dumps me out of points. What about Bourbon? Well, Bourbon's another commander. I'm gonna throw him into, geez, you know, I own all of this, but I'd like to shift. Well, I can shift fairly well with a retreat order, and that doesn't cost me anything. That looks like I've figured out everything I want to do for them. Onward. Lots on the move. Imperial's running down, grabbing Cremona. Lanoy moving his way up. Tremuli managed to pin Deleva. Deleva fortified his position. He's going to be able to force Tremuli to actually attack because he has the higher initiative. I kind of wish there was a die roll involved in that. I don't know why, but it's not that big a deal. It would be for a major battle, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Bourbon pushing his way up. By the way, this isn't affecting terrain. I didn't notice this, but he's sitting in a swamp. He should have rolled an attrition roll last time. It's probably not going to make too much difference one way or another. I'm pretty sure swamp, yeah. Oh, I can't tell. Is that a swamp or a marsh? He's in a marsh, which is not affecting, but it has effects on cav. Tremuli has heavy cav, so he's going to be reduced. Deleva does not. I don't remember. There was something else I wanted to check with that. Anyway, Montmorency barely moved. Giovanni moving up this way. Francis running back that way. Basically, you know, looking to grab territory. But, you know, there's so much open that if one guy grabs territory, the other guy is going to be able to grab territory back. So, again, it's going to end up a draw. It's just, we're not just in playing games for seeing what the result is, especially when it's something like this. So let's start with the siege, because I think that's the most interesting. And, well, the less affecting and maybe more interesting. I don't know where my artillery is. There it is. I only have 2 guns. Is it Del Vasto there? No, it's Pescara. Pescara has siege advantage too. He has no guns. Oh man, I used Del Vasto's guns before. Alright. La Police should not be disordered at all. I don't think I can attack. Yeah, I can. Alright, let's go in. 14, 18. I'm going to get hurt here, but 18 to 10, 13, 14, 24. There's no mods. It's not going to be a... it's not affecting terrain. Nothing really going on here. Pescara's got a bonus, a leader bonus. Anybody got Landsnechts? He's got Landsnechts, but they are not a problem. Oh, wait. If attacking a force in earthworks or inside a fortress storm is -1. Okay. So those Landsnechts are going to be a problem. Right? Yeah. They give a penalty to them. So, quality. Quality is all good for Pescara. Yeah, this is what should have happened last time. Whereas these guys are deuces. So I'm at +1 for quality. And non-affecting. I've got +1 to the die roll, make it +2 to the die roll. It looks pretty good to me, actually. Even though we're facing bigger numbers. I roll an 8. That's a 2D. Okay. So we gotta look. The D is 1 unit is demoralized, not the whole force. Take our casualties. And that doesn't end it. We have one other attack here. Tremuli's being forced to attack Deleva. The Leva gets some bonuses. He has 10 plus 4 is 14 strength points. Tremuli, that's half. That makes 10. So we're at even there. Troop quality. The Leva's only got a 2 troop quality. We've got 3. So the French will be a +1, but it's in affecting terrain, so that drops that down. The Leva's got a leader bonus, so we're at -1. But he also has Landsknechts. That's not a major battle. Okay. So we're here. What am I at? -1, I believe. Which isn't good, but 3, the attacker takes a hit. Oh. I had to make a discipline check over there, but the attacker takes a hit. We'll take it on our Cav, I guess. Yeah, we'll take it on the Swiss. And he has to make a discipline check. And then we'll run back and make his discipline check, which could lose him the battle. Tremuli, discipline is mainly 3 quality, is all 3 quality. Oh, but he gets hit with an FF. He's going to lose 2 strength points on each unit. And you can see how, you know, casualties do happen in significant amounts if you get a bad roll on the discipline check. He has the right to leave, but he doesn't have to leave, and he's not going to. And now we're over on La Police. He had to make a discipline check, and he's mainly 2s. Okay, 4. Anything that's not a 3 looks like it's going to get a fail. He's got 1 3. A fail says these guys lose a point each. So they do decrease a little bit. We've got some chance of taking that. No chance of winning the scenario, but some chance of taking the city. And we'll drop down. I got some attrition checks to make first. Okay, Tremuli and De Leva have stayed in place. There's going to be another round of combat. It was because Tremuli was the larger force to begin with. He took the loss, but he wants to keep the fight going. Francis and Giovanni running off. Francis grabbed this and is on his way back. Giovanni up here. These guys were at the end of the turn after all the Imperial forces were forced to go. Giovanni's high initiative makes it very easy to kind of force all the Imperials to have to go. Montmorency heading to grab another town, as Bourbon is also getting himself into place. Now Bourbon has a retreat order, so he's not going to be he shouldn't have Edmund marched actually. 1 2 3, let's put him back here instead. Note that nobody got like a duck cannot move marker. That only happens in the major battles. And I guess we're ready to start the siege again. Pescara here is 1418 versus La Police. He's still pretty big at 610. Give him 10 more, 20. What are our modifiers? Well, we're both quality 3, so there's no mod there. And there's going to be a plus. By the way, it's cold, it's frost. There's going to be a +1 for the leader. And La Police has Landsknechts. That, I believe, gives him down to a +2. Oh, they suck so bad. It's a 4. He's going to take the hit again, or he's going to take the hit this time. I don't know which I want to take it off of, but now I've got a quality check at 3, which probably won't fail. In fact, it cannot fail because I have a leader star. Good quality troops and a leader. Excellent. Tremuli's going to be forced to attack again. He's at 3-8 up against Deleva's 10-14. That's not quite 2-1. Deleva drops a -1 on him. It's affecting terrain, but Tremuli's at +1, so it's going to be the normal column. There's a -1 to the die roll, that's it. We get a 2. Both sides are going to take a hit. I don't know if I actually want to lose units, but this is a problem because this time Tremuli has taken not only the disorder effect, well, the morale check, but he also is going to lose the battle and have to retreat, which means, oops, he just got a double F. Wow. That's going to be if he's more than 3, he loses 2. More than 3? Yeah. He loses 2. That's what he's going to be down to. He's going to be thrown out of attack into retreat. And he has to move his full movement allowance back to something French and safe. And there isn't a lot of French and safe around. There's this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. The attack was from here. We don't have to advance, and we will not. But we do get the pursuit in. Deleva has only infantry. He has a star, though. That gives him +1. How about I only roll 1 die? I'll take either. 4, 5. He's going to do 30% of his 8, 9. That's, I guess, 3 hits. This, I think, is actually captured by the rolls. Cav can't get hit. There goes. That's gone too. Capture only happens in a major battle. And 2 more turns. It's pretty obvious at this point that there's absolutely no way that either side is going to get all the cities. And thus, either side can sit in one of them. Okay, we're pushing into the final turn of the game. I noticed I was forgetting to hit Pescara with the disruption for the assault, storming the castle. But not much difference, not much effect there. He's succeeding against La Police. I think he would have anyway. He got a pretty good roll. Let's see, he was in the 0 table, he got this, he would have gotten that. At least on this last roll. But yeah, that's something I got to keep in mind, is that he doesn't have the differential in his favor. I was looking, I think it was this roll. Yeah, so this isn't actually disordered. Not that it's too big a deal, because there aren't enough turns for it to make much difference. And there's this big 3 quality unit that's not going to break easily. Francis making his way around. All the Imperials are gathering, but it's over. There's not going to be even another battle. So I'm going to call it here. That way I can clean up and maybe even get a review in a little early. This particular battle, again, it's spread out in an interesting sort of way. You could say, well, it looks like the Imperials kind of won, but you know, there's a goal to this scenario, and I'm not quite sure how either side can manage that goal unless both sides are kind of homicidal. They really have to wipe each other out, and this is not a game where I find it particularly easy to bring the opponent to combat. especially if they have any misgivings about it. The French had a chance by marching down this way of getting a victory an easy way, or at least a 1/3 chance of a victory the easy way as I saw it. But they were blocked off, and then they were never in a position to really try to win the game. They took their best shot at it in terms of taking Milan. But even if they had, I mean, were they going to be able to grab this, these, and these? And there were significant forces down here. On the other hand, for the Imperials, it's not all that much easier. There were territories over here that the French had grabbed. Yes, I can grab them on my way into play, but until I got Lannoy and these extra forces into the general area, I'm not going to be able to take these. So I don't know if this scenario would really, and that's why the French took the tactic that they did. I'm of the feeling that this scenario is kind of unwinnable. Now, historically, you get the feeling that the French lost this scenario. The Imperial Army breached the walls of the park, that's down here at Pavia, and assaulted the French. By the way, we didn't see anything happen here, but that's what this is. There's like these extra defensive terrain that's automatically there. And the French were basically, yeah, so the loss was basically capturing Francis. And that's, I think, the one way that the Imperials have of winning is aim for Francis. Try to coordinate all their forces to taking him out. And I didn't really do that. I'm not quite sure why. It seemed like too high risk an option to try to enforce that major battle. So there I think I definitely made an error. I think I did the right tactic with the French. The Imperials should have gathered and tried to take Francis out once he was kind of cut off down here. That would give a chance for the French to go for the standard victory, though. And that's kind of the thing, is that I was so afraid of losing the standard victory that I couldn't give up. I couldn't take a shot and try to roll the dice on one big battle. Anyway, that's my feeling on this one. I'll come back with a review of the overall system. Although, if you've been watching, you probably have most of my misgivings and enjoyments all better than you can catch them in a review.